Good afternoon, passport holders. Today, February 11th already. Wow, 2017, day 834 of the vlogs. And yeah, it's kind of been a weird one because obviously I stayed up most of the night. Went to bed, woke up a couple of times due to tweets and replies and DMs coming in. And so that was really kind of fun to, kind of play technical support community manager for Gary and his brand overnight. Since then, though, I woke up, handled the two smaller channels that released content this morning, and then Clintus's, all while working from bed. Took a shower, and am now racing over to grab a Jamba Juice because that just sounded really good. And I've had like a really good week, both results-wise and financially. And so a $7 smoothie sounded like a pretty nice way to celebrate all of that. Plus, it's double points weekend, or double points week at Jamba Juice, so, sitting there and paying $7 for a smoothie and getting 14 points, which gets me that much closer to the 35 that I need in order to get a free smoothie, which is exactly what we're racing towards. The rest of this afternoon is the only real work that is going to need to get done is DailyVee. And I have no control over when that gets released, but my guess is it'll be somewhere between 6 and 9 p.m. And away from that, I've got a couple of house chores I would like to do. I may play some Destiny. And I have a form that I need to fill out in its entirety for a buddy's company in order to help him out. So that could be, I don't know, a half hour's worth of work. But he asked me to do it, and I'm more than willing to do so and help him out and help him serve his customers, because his service that he runs, his business, has been absolutely crucial in the function of my business. So it's nothing for me to want to reciprocate for him. So that's the plan for this afternoon and this evening. Should be a pretty clean and simple day. I may do some more testing with the DJI Osmo because it does seem, after all the little settings and firmware updates and everything else that I changed last night, that we're not seeing the audio tearing issue. But I do want to continue to use it to make sure that is actually the case before I start to use it in a more regular way. So maybe some DJI test footage in the mix as well. Happy Cade! Alright guys, so it's been a couple hours since I got back home from that Jamba Juice. In that time, I have done a couple of house chores. I finished 8 of the 10 questions, 11 questions? 11 questions that I needed to for my buddy's form. I've got 3 more to do, but they required a bit more research, and I started to get hungry. So I have decided that I'm going to go to Chipotle because I just want to kill cravings today, apparently. Plus, I don't have any soda in the house. And so, I want to fix on that because I'm not going to go get beer tonight, I don't think. So, yeah, I'm going to go do that. Go to Chipotle, come back here, eat, watch some YouTube videos, kind of just generally hang out for a little bit, and then finish that form, and then meditate and a couple other little things. It's just going to be a very simple Saturday because I got started so late, and secondarily because, I can't do much else. It's a Saturday night, and I don't want to go out. I don't want to go drinking. It's not kind of what I want to do right now, so I'd much rather just kind of chill here and yeah, I don't know, maybe find a new series on Netflix or something to just intersperse in there so I'm not just constantly working on my day off. That is the exact opposite of what I want. Chipotle. Let's do this on a Saturday night. Back to the trusty old iPhone and moment lens because I want to make this quick to give you guys a rundown of what has happened since it is now after midnight. Basically, after Chipotle, I came back here. I worked on the form some more. I have 1 question remaining, which I'm pumped about. I then got a notification that Gary had put live the DailyVee 156 titled "The Journey is Everything." I then decided that it was time for me to do my daily meditation, and since I had completed the first 30 days last night, I started a new series. And so instead of being 10 minutes, it was 15 minutes. I had a really good experience with it. So I'm super hopeful for going through the next 10 days on that.
or the next 9 days on that. Since then, though, the vlog edit, export, upload, all that got done. And so I did that kind of while I was meditating and while I was doing other things. So like I did the edit kind of in between things real quick. And then while I was exporting, uploading, I was doing all these other things. Started working on DailyVee. I'm about 45, 50 minutes in now. I'm about halfway through because of the way that the automated transcription stood no chance because Gary's voice is so gravelly today for some reason. And then on top of that, there's a ton of crosstalk because he's speaking at a huge event in Toronto. So I've been having to hand caption and hand transcribe everything that is in this episode, which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. That stated, the reason why I'm picking up a camera and why I'm running out the door is because I got a mad craving. Like I said, today is all about checking off those cravings. I got a mad craving for a milkshake. Actually, what I really got a craving for was an Oreo Blizzard, but all Dairy Queens close at 11 here in Arizona, so I don't stand a chance at that. But In-N-Out is open until 1:30, and I know that they get a huge rush after 1 o'clock. I do not want to be a part of that, so I'm going to go now since I'm halfway through the episode, so it's like a nice little mid-break as well. Go grab a milkshake and fries, come back here, consume those if they survive the drive back because it is like a 12-minute drive. And then I'll finish up this episode. Once again, on the iPhone to keep things simple. Don't need to power up the Osmo and the mic and everything else. It's currently 4:20 a.m. I just finished DailyVee 156. That stated it was intentional. Like I did take an hour plus off in order to first, enjoy my milkshake and fries and all that good stuff, and including the drive. It was about an hour door to door. And then secondly, I took an hour off because my eyes started twitching, which is a sign that I've been staring at a screen far too long over the course of the day. So I just walked away and just laid down in bed and just kind of just thought about a lot of things that were going on. Got a couple text messages from friends who were out drinking tonight. It was pretty funny. And so, yeah, that's kind of the bit where we're at right now. So jump back in as soon as I felt like my eyes were more or less normal. Finished it up, shipped it off, sent it to D-Rock, AK, and the team. And so we're good to go. Board is clear. We'll be that way for about another 8.5 hours until Clintus's video goes up. In all likelihood, I will end up doing that one because it's going to be a lot of the basketball tournament that Bryce was a part of today, or 4 basketball games that Bryce was a part of today, which is a lot of just basketballs bouncing, crowd cheering kind of stuff. And so that's easy enough for me to caption because it runs long, but it's not complicated. So I'll end up picking that up tomorrow, and then obviously I'll have DailyVee 157. So those are the only 2 pieces of content that should go into the queue, unless Yoga with Adrian drops one, which she's been dropping in these like 5 or 7 minute videos over the course of the week since the end of the yoga 30-minute plus revolution thing that she was doing in January. And so, yeah, looking more and more into flights and hotels for a friend's event that is happening in a couple of months. A lot of our other friends who are joining in on it are booking plane tickets now, and so I'm waiting for the tax refund, all that stuff to come back to repair on the car. But additionally, I have a paycheck that comes in this week on the 14th, so it's like those things could coincide, and if that happens, then I will almost certainly be joining at that point. I can do the round trip using points and a card, or points and money, because I can't get a flight back on Monday like I would like. I could do that for like $200, $184, and then the hotels are it's like $80 a night. So it's like it's not a big deal for 3 nights in order to make a big deal for this friend's event, life event that's going on. So I'm excited to be able to do it, and I think it'd be the right time for me to go and do it. Unfortunately, though, if I do that, it does mean that I will miss Shelly's graduation, which, looking at hotel prices and flight prices to go out there, I would love to, but it's like super costly. It'd be cheaper. It'd be cheaper for me to drive and lose the 5 days that it would take for me to get up to Bozeman and back. Not to mention that I'd probably be staying 50 or so miles out due to hotels and the lack of hotels, because Montana State's holding its graduation, and it's a small town. It's a big school in a small town. So is what it is. But I'm going to go to bed, guys. I'm going to say thank you so much for your time and your attention. As always, I appreciate them both. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still. So go do cool stuff. Bye for now.